Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, so many of you are already here. Oh, I better start crocheting because you're all there working on the cowl, crocheting away, and here I am talking. Hi everyone. Oh my goodness, it's gone wrong already. Okay, right. Hi everyone. Oh, I can see so many names already. Hi Stella. Hi Catherine. Oh my goodness. Hi Paula. Hi Mary. Hi Amy. Oh my goodness. Hi Christine. Julie is here as well. Hi everyone. Oh, Sandy, Patsy, Catalin. Hi, how are you? Hi Roxy. Hi Jacqueline. Hi Ingrid. Hi Beth. Oh, Mary Jo. Hi, how are you? Hi Pat. Yep, come on then. Come and join the fun, darling. Come and join the fun. It was not going to last long. She slept all afternoon. I knew. No. This is a new blanket, right, Layla? This is a new blanket. So, hang on. Layla, sit down. Please, Layla, just park your bum. Thank you. This is the usual, what happens every day. And now, look. I mean, she's got, can I do this? Yeah. She's got, look. Can you hear her purring? She's so funny, though. Yes, thank you about my, look at my decoration. Look at this. Oh, it's Halloween. Oh, it's all good fun, isn't it? Right, so Dirk and I had a pumpkin carving session, and this is the one he made. Look. I love it. I put hearts in mine, but they're far too big, so you can just see in there. I should have made them a lot smaller. But yeah, there's my pumpkin, and there's Layla. Yes, well, very geometric, they say. Well done, darling. Oh my goodness. Yes, we weren't expecting anything, but yeah, all of a sudden we had the decorations, we had the pumpkin. It was all happening. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. So you probably saw when I just lowered the screen, and I'm working on this. It's a beast. No, Midge, I gave up on that granny square because obviously it was just for the video, just for the live, because I was so stuck. Of wanting to make a blanket. But, I don't need any more blankets. Plus, if I make a blanket for myself, actually for myself personally, it takes too much time. I need to spend the time doing projects for the channel. So, I think it was Monday morning. Yes, Monday morning. I know, Fiona, and I've got the blanket, that fleece black blanket on my legs as well for Layla. So yeah, I am under the monster and under the blanket. Anyway, so Monday morning, Dirk and I were going to go on a walk to Dartmoor. And last time we went to Dartmoor. We ended up coming back and we sat in traffic for 2 hours. I mean, it was horrendous. So I thought I need a something to do. I need a project. So when I woke up in my sort of still half asleep in my bed, I thought, what can I take? What can I take? What can I do? And then I came into my studio, living lounge, crochet studio, whatever I call it. And I looked at my stash and I thought, you see, I have new balls in my stash. And then I have a tower, a whole tower of like 6 cubes. And that's full up, or at least it was full up. And they were full of yarn, of used balls. So all those balls were started. Yes, we're going into lockdown hi Jen, hi Suzanne. We're going into lockdown on Thursday again. And it's not as cold as you would think around it. It's really mild at the moment. So you don't need a coat. Like a scarf or a shawl like this is enough. So I went shopping earlier with my Woodbury Castle shawl, and that was fine. So before I left on that car journey on Monday, I just grabbed 5 balls of whatever there was, just some fancy colors that I fancied. I grabbed my case, and on the way there, or on the way to the car, I thought, I think I'm going to put those colors together. So I ran back in the house and I got my big hooks. And so in the car, I decided I was going to start a 5-stranded stash buster. Worst decision ever. If you're going to start a 5-stranded stash buster, do not start it in the car. Do not start it in the car. Dirk was driving. I was there going, measuring. I had these 5 balls running around my lap, on the floor. They were everywhere. I had a ball in the middle thing. I had a ball in the down middle thing, in the car, on the thing. It was horrendous. But I started it. And I thought, okay, how am I going to measure? Because I don't think I had my tape measure with me. Because in the end, I did have my big hooks, but no tape measure. So I thought, how am I going to measure this? Because I need to know how wide it is. And I want to get on with it. I've got this time in the car. I need to do it. So there I was chaining, and I was going like this. And Dirk is, of course, sitting there. And I was going like this in front of his face while he was driving. I'm like, okay, no, that's not long enough. Okay, and again and again. Oh my goodness, it was just. But I know, but I managed it. So I sort of held it sort of over my legs because I wanted it to lie over my legs and then a bit next to it. And yes, Mrs. Stella, I need to find out how long my arm is and how long this bit is and how long that bit is. And, so then at least we can measure it on our body. So I was there trying to measure it, thinking, okay, so if fingertip to fingertip is my length, so that's 1.76 meters, and so then this, so from there to my elbow is then 1 meter 20 maybe, so this would be 50 centimeters. So I guessed that, so I held it so it was like from my fingertip to my elbow, and you have to put her in the back. I would never survive in the back. Never. And so that way, your foot is the same length as your arm is from shoulder to elbow. From shoulder to elbow. Oh, yeah, that's possibly right because I've got long feet. I've got big feet. Anyway, so I managed to get started in the car. I did a bit more driving back. And when I finally got out of the car, I rushed in and I measured it. And guess what? Unbelievable. Exactly on the dot, 1 meter 20 wide. 1 meter 20 wide. Exactly right. So that was perfect. And then, of course, I thought, right, those 5 balls, that was just impossible to work with. Like I said, I had them all over the car. There was one had all kinds of, knots in it. The other one wasn't rolling up. The other one, it was a nightmare in the car. But I know, Jan, I would never be able to do that again. But since then, look how much I have worked on. This was Monday. I have now got this sausage. It's already 1 meter 20 long as well. So at the moment, it's a square. So it's 1 meter 20 wide. And I am going to turn it into a single bed size. So 180. So I've got 60 centimeters to go. And what I do now is, ta-da! I've started rolling the cakes. So I spend a half an hour an evening rolling up my cakes. And I will, Susanna, this is going to be a tutorial. But obviously, I started it now. I'm doing it. So I'm going to be filming it soon. And it will be on the channel in January. Because as you know, I have got everything planned for this year. But of course, now this was like, I'm going to do this. Okay. So... Charlotte, yes, I should have taken my tape measure. It's not that big to take, but yeah, I didn't have it with me. I think it's a good idea to keep a spare set in the car. Crochet hooks, scissors, stitch markers, and a tape measure. Just keep them in the car. And I think that will save a lot of problems. Yes, Christine, I am filming everything to do with this blanket. I'm making how to make these, how to make the blanket, how many V's I'm doing, because it's a V stitch. I don't know whether you can see. So it's a V stitch, and it's a really, really lovely thick blanket. It is still quite pliable because of the size hook that I'm using. I love it. And guess what? My stash over there, I can see there's 1, 2, 3 already empty squares. 3. So half of the squares are already empty. It is eating through my stash like anything. So I am planning on fully using up everything that's in my stash. I need that stash to be gone. It's been, the same balls have been in there for, since I started that tower, and I've had that since the beginning. So I just want it gone, and it's all in here. And look at the color combinations. They are just, I'm trying to put really nice colors together and make it muted, and so yeah, I am really, really loving it. And don't tell him, okay? It's going to be Dirk's Christmas present. Zip. Okay. But yeah, and guess what? It weighs a ton. It's a weighted blanket. Already now, already now. It weighs more than it weighs more than 1,500 grams. So it already weighs hang on, 1.5 kilos. So that's already 15 balls that are in there. Obviously there's more. I mean, I've got more cakes ready. I can do, if I have quite a good substantial crochet evening, I can do 2.5 cakes like this. So you know, but obviously it's not easy on the hand. It's not easy on the hand. Okay. But yeah, I am so loving this because I'm finally getting all that stash gone. And it's time for, you know, time for new balls. But yeah, this is what I do when a blanket gets too big. I roll it up and then I keep just turning it like a sausage, like that. And it's a lot easier to handle, and it's a lot easier to work with. And yes, it's not so warm. It's not so warm either. But of course, at this time of year, it doesn't matter too much. Hi, Brianna. I'm in the UK. Yeah, I'm really happy how this is turning out. So I'm really pleased. And yeah, because then obviously I got the correct measurements. I then just went for it. So every evening I've been working on this, and because I do sort of, after I finish work, I spend another half an hour on my desk winding the cakes, and then I have 2-3 cakes for that evening, and I generally get through them that evening as well. So either 1 cake or 2 cakes. Friday night I did 2.5 cakes. So yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice to be able to just, you know, use up quite a bit of my stash. And yes, so it will be a video in January. You know, an unexpected thing, a video in January. And yes, it's just so nice to see the empty cupboard there. I mean, it's really good. There's a couple in there that are really bright, so I don't know whether I'll use those, but all the rest is going to go. I mean, I had leftover rainbow colors. I had, of course, leftover cal, because of course I did it 3 times. So, you know, I had to start again to make sure I had, you know, the right amount. So there's loads of cal colors left over as well. It's Amy, it's not a real tea light. It's you know, it's a thing. Because I thought it was too dangerous. I put the tea lights in. Look, we put a tea light in yesterday, but we had them on the desk and we were watching them all the time. But now I've got battery operated, you know, lights in there. Look. See? It looks realistic, doesn't it? Or not. There we go. No, it was a bit sort of, I didn't want to have to worry about it when I was talking here. There we go. Look. See? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it looks realistic. Exactly, Marla. Now I am, well, actually, to be honest, I mean, for me, buying yarn is completely different to what you guys would buy. I just buy it, you know, because I have a project in mind, because I'm doing it for the channel, things like that. So yes, it is different, isn't it, for me to be buying yarn. But I just wanted all that stash to be gone, because I've had those balls for, you know, a long time. Yeah, so there's and also sometimes I buy them because there's new colors that come out, but of course there's no project I do with them apart from doing the video. So, you know, so yes, I want it all gone, and then I've got this part of my stash unused balls, so I still have them all. I still have loads, but you know, just all those used balls will be gone, and that's what I wanted. Yes, Bridget, I can understand that. But buying yarn because you've got an addiction, that's all very well, but I buy it because of the channel. I have perfect excuse to buy more yarn. I mean, can you imagine what it would be like if you were able to buy from the wholesaler and not from the shop? See? Oh, I can see some. Ja, Jannie, dank u. Ja, ja, tuurlijk. De restanten moeten ook eens opgebruikt worden. Hè? So, yes, that's what I'm doing here. Making sure everything is going to be used up. So, if you haven't bought any yarn this year, will you be buying more? Will you be buying again next year? Because some people put themselves on this ban, which honestly I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand. Stella, exactly. But what about how difficult do you know what the restraints are that you have to, if you can order from the wholesaler and all you need to do is click, 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 click. Do you know how difficult it is not to do that? The only reason I don't do that is because I have to buy 10 balls in one go. So I can't just buy one ball. I can't just buy one ball, you see. I have to buy 10 in one go. So if I was to get the whole colorway, I would have to get, 980 balls instead of 89. 98. 98. So I can't just buy one ball. I have to buy 10 of one color. And that's what's stopping me from just buying any. For my own purposes, of course, So if I have to buy one ball, I still have to go to the shop. I just do not have the space to put that amount of yarn in my house. Okay, so yes. Yes, David, that is exactly what I can say now. I have enough yarn to start a shop, and I did. I do need a bigger house. I certainly do. No, this is 5 strands. This is 5 strands of yarn that I have put together. MSD, what's your name again? Emily, I think. In a cake. And this will be, yes, it's an unexpected project that I started doing, that I started doing on Monday. And of course, yes, I used my yarn winder to make these strands, so it would be easy for me to use the 5 strands. Otherwise, you have your 5 balls and then you have to pull, and then maybe one gets tangled up and things like that. So this way, oh my goodness, it's so much easier. You spend about 10 minutes making the thing, not even that. So whenever a ball ends, I just tie on another one and off I go again. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's worked. I've made, oh my goodness, I've made about 10, 15 of these now. I've got another 2 there. And, so most of them have already been used up. And yeah, it's going really well. And it is eating away at my stash. Unbelievable. Really, really good. So I am really pleased that I'm doing this. I really need to, I needed to get rid of that stash, basically. I want to put it in the view, but I can't seem to put it anywhere, so it's in view. But yeah, so I tried a couple of hooks for this because, of course, 5 strands is quite a lot. So again, it's going to depend on the effect that you want, the effect that you find that it works. Yes, this is a higher hook. It's a size 8. And I started with size 7 in the car, but that was far too, that was like cardboard, you know, it was really, really rigid. And then I did an 8. Let me just show you. Can you see it? There we go. There's an 8, higher hook. And it worked really well, the 8. So yes, I always use Starcraft Special Decay, so that's all my stash. I don't have any other, which helps if you're doing something like this. So you put, if you're going to put strands together, it's important that it's the same thickness throughout your blanket. Otherwise, you're getting rough, you're getting thin patches, thicker patches. That doesn't look right. So this way, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to unroll it now. Maybe if it's finished next week, I might show you. But this way, it's a uniform look. Okay, although the colors are going to be changing, I try to, when I finish the cake, I start again with the same colors, so they all tie in to each other. So there's not an abrupt, or there might be, but not too often. So yes, it's 5 strands, MSD. It's 5 strands. So look at that. Look, 5 strands. But yeah, it's not easy to work with to start with. You really need to get used to it. But now it's going so much easier. Yes, Sharon, this is DK. So if you have Aaron that you're going to be putting together, or Chunky, then you obviously put 3 strands together. You can't, you need to, it needs to be still, you need to still be able to do it for your hand, for your capability. My hand was really aching to start with, but it seems to have gotten better, or I'm just not thinking about it and I'm just going for it. But yeah, make sure you don't get any pain for doing that. But yes, oh my goodness, there we go. I've got to undo this because talking and something's gone wrong. You do have to, make sure your strands stay together and that it doesn't, go wrong. And if you do see something that goes wrong, sort of like I did just now, stop straight away and redo it. That's the best way to do it. Fiona, completely random. I do try and do a light and a dark and then a green and a yellow. Do you know what I mean? I do try for opposite colors or similar colors, but completely random, to be honest. Sometimes I just thought, Miranda, I don't have the time anymore. Or in fact, that's probably, I would have the time. And if I really want to, I can make time. But that would put enormous pressure on me. You see, if I do that to myself, it's like, doing it to yourself. I want to make that blanket, yes, but it means that you're going to have to, least time for something else. I'm not going to have enough time for cleaning or cooking or something for the channel. Okay, so I've made a decision, sort of not recently, but sort of along this year, I must not make anything for myself. If I do make something for myself, I have to be able to make a video about it, because I can't spend the time on making something and not make something for the channel. Do you see what I mean? My time is quite precious now. I can't just spend a lot of time doing doing something that is not going to be productive for the channel. And that's the point where we're at the moment. Oh my goodness, Jan! Do let us know. Do let us know if you get a job at Joanne's. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh, you could get us all discounts. Oh my goodness. Yes, I went to a Michael's when I was in New York. That was interesting. That was really lovely to go there. But yes, I haven't been to a Joanne's, but I do have a Joanne's bag because I think who was it who gave that to me? Was it either Pat or Mary Jo? Either one of you gave me a Joanne's a mini shopping bag. I've still got it. Yes, it must have been Mary Jo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, I remember things like that. Oh dear, it's gone wrong again. Nope, I've still got the 5 strands. Okay, so today I really wanted to talk to you a bit more about the CAL, because every week we get more and more questions, and a lot of those are, to be honest, all the information is there. Okay, it's all in that first blog post, so do go and have a look again at the website, at my blog. There's different posts on there. In September, I published a video and a blog post with all the information that you needed. And yes, it does state the colors there as well. And you do have 2 balls of certain colors. So if you run out of one color, do not panic. Do not panic. There is a second ball of that one. Okay. The reason why it was weird. With 15 colors, I just couldn't, it was too many colors for me to deal with almost. I wanted to have that really green look or the really brown look, and I couldn't do that with 15 different colors. So that's why I doubled up on on some colors. And of course, because I wanted a wide border, that's why there is extra yarn there for the border. So hopefully you will realize that you have, certain colors will run out, but they shouldn't, because you've got a second ball. Okay, so during the week, yes, I love the copper. When I started using the copper, I love that. Hence why I did the Woodbury Castle shawl in the copper, and why I came up with a little story of the fox. I mean, one day I was just lying on the sofa. I think I was actually lying on the sofa. I don't know why or what time or whatever. And I sort of opened my eyes and I thought, the fox, let's turn that into a thing. So every week I put a little sentence of the fox, and I put him in every week. Now this week we have lots of foxy colors, but this week the colors of the fox, or the copper color, represents the toadstools. You see? So the toadstools, these ones, those are the ones we were finding this week. So that was what the copper represented this week, which is why there's quite a few of the copper rows. But throughout the blanket, you will see there's 1 or 2 foxy colors for the rest of the weeks. So keep an eye on finding that fox. And oh yes, Bridget, indeed, pheasants, they could have that copper color as well. Actually, I have to say, were there pheasants in those woods? I can't remember. The woods where I used to live in Berkshire, there were loads of pheasants there, but not so much in the ones in Aarschot, where I used to live in Belgium. But yes, I mean, I am loving the way you are all taking the story into your blanket. So some of you are already saying, oh yes, I've opened the gates, I went onto the path, someone put in a river, and also someone put in a line of white because it started snowing where they live. And oh my goodness, what a lovely idea. So yeah, I am really, really loving the way you are taking the cal, you're taking the story and turning it into your own. It's just so nice to read the Facebook group posts saying, oh yeah, I went on my walk today and I picked up some mushrooms and I saw the fox. Oh my goodness, it's just lovely. Yes, Karanjit, thank you. It's just so lovely that you're enjoying the walk, you're enjoying my story as well. I mean, it might be a little bit simple or something like that, but I was just trying to tell you a little bit more about those wonderful walks. Yes, Deborah, exactly. I used to live in a rose cottage and there were pheasants in the garden as well. Oh my goodness, yes. So I'm so pleased. So as you will notice, we are now slowly moving into the brown colors, you see. So we're leaving all that green, all that greenery all that greenery behind. Oh my goodness. Let me have a sip first. And we are slowly going to the browns and to the so next week or this week or next week, we are finding acorns. Acorns. So we're all about going to the big stately oak trees and all the acorns that are on the floor. And so in my little basket here, I have some acorns. I have another one here. And I have another one here. So on Friday, we are going to be making acorns. So, I mean, I had such fun making all those little things as well, because, it's a little bit of amigurumi, isn't it? A little bit of making small items, just having a little bit of fun while we are doing the big blanket, so to speak. So yeah, there we go. So acorns. So this is one with the yarn coming out of the middle, so you can hang it up depending on what you want to do with it. Hey, dag mama. Oh, my mum's here now. And this one is without, so I think I just sewed in the end. And then I thought I had, or is that not what I'm thinking? Yes, here. Oops. Here there's one with a crocheted end as well. So, it depends on how you want to make them, but also I'm just gluing them on my interior decoration piece at the moment. That's all I'm saying. It will all come together. So, excuse me. So once again, don't make too many. Make one, try out the pattern. Oh, look, they're all saying hi to Mama. That's really nice of you. Thank you. And so, try out the pattern just for the one maybe, or if you have other yarn, other colors, then do go ahead and make some. But yes, obviously keep the bulk of your yarn for your blanket, because you need to finish the blanket first, and then of course you can make more of the items that we are making on the side. Okay, So I don't want you to, run out and think, oh yeah, but I've made a basket full of things, but I can't finish my blanket. Okay, so be sensible with the yarn usage. Oh yes, Miranda, that would be lovely to make a necklace. Or like a hairband. You could put a hairband with all kinds of, autumnal things on them. Oh, thank you, Daisy. Golden's for Daisy. Thank you. Yeah. So, what else have I got up my sleeve coming up in the next week? No, I'm not telling you just yet. That will be next week. So yeah, like I said, I during the week I sort of put some questions that people kept asking on my notes here. Don't know whether you can see. Look, quite a few things on there. So let me just show you. Okay, let me just go through them. Yes, so I know we've had British summertime going into the Greenwich Mean Time, so we've had our time change, and we weren't the same as the US and maybe other parts of the world. So the next cal I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that there is no time change during the cal. People were very confused about the time that my videos were released, but because of course it would have changed. So yes, hopefully that didn't cause too many confusions. But yes, next time I'll make sure we've either already changed to British summertime or it's before. Okay, so it's, those are things I don't think about, you see. But there you go. We'll get through it, and I'm sure now everybody's changed their clocks, so hopefully that's the end of that. But yes, I would have just, it would have been the normal publishing time for me anyway. Oh, it's confusing, isn't it? Anyway, so again, make sure you bookmark the website, okay, because that's where the pattern will be, the written pattern anyway, the colors. But the main thing is make sure you're subscribed to YouTube. It's free to subscribe. It does not cost anything to watch YouTube, okay? I know there's an ad going on YouTube saying, oh, paid membership, blah, blah, blah. You do not need that. That's only if you want to watch without adverts and where you can download it or something, fancy stuff. But you do not need to pay to watch YouTube, okay? All you do really is watch the adverts. If you watch the advert, that's fine. You can even skip them, okay? So essentially, it's free to watch YouTube. It's free to subscribe. And the advertisers pay me pence if you watch the adverts, and that's how it works, okay? Amy, well, yes, of course, I cannot be responsible for the things that you do yourself, like buy yarn, buy hooks, go all, to all kinds of shops to buy stuff. But that's that's not me. I'm not there telling you to do that. You still have your own mind to make up. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So it is free to subscribe, it's free to put the notifications on, and it is free to watch the same video over and over and over again if you need to. I generally make sure that all the information that you need is in the video. Before I actually publish a video, I have watched it so many times, making sure, is that in it? Have I said that? have I said that? Can they make it with the instructions that I've given in this video? Can they make it? Do they have all the information? It is all there. Okay. And if it is not, then there will be an amendment, or there will be something there to say that it isn't. But generally, it is all there. You can make the thing. Now, underneath the CAL videos, go and find the description box, and there's a link for the written pattern. So all you need to do is click that link, and it will take you to my website, straight to the blog with all the information. Okay? So make sure you know where you're going. And yes, it's the same time, it's published the same time. I don't know how you can see, for the live, you can see it in advance. I think, the timing for your location, but I'm sure you can work out, what time it normally is published. So with working with a world clock on your phone or something like that. So make sure you get your get your clocks sorted for that. What else did I write down? There is no need to make it a race. Okay. If you can still start this week if you want to. Go ahead, get started. The videos are there, the patterns are there. You can still make it. I know people who are still doing the Ode to Anna. Somebody was saying, oh, I'm starting my 4th one. Great, wonderful, fabulous, So it's all going to stay online. It's all the videos are still going to be there, and the videos then will have the link underneath to go to the blog, because of course the Ode to Anna still goes to the old blog. Okay. So just click on there in the description box of the videos, and it's there. Then of course this CAL, you click on the descriptions, it'll take you either to buy the yarn again if you want to make it again, or it will take you to the blog post with the pattern. The pumpkin is scary, isn't it, Sharon? It's scary. Scary. And of course, you can use different yarn. Okay, if you have a local shop, if you have stash that you want to use up, use whatever yarn you want. Of course, the amount of stitches and the amount of rows are for DK yarn. If you were to use thicker yarn, your blanket will be bigger and heavier, for instance, like this. Okay, so if you were to think that this was one strand, then of course, yes, this looks a lot more chunky than the CAL blanket, obviously. So the thicker the yarn, the bigger, the bulkier your blanket will be. But of course, try to find a similar yarn. And then, of course, here as well, what I said just now about, and I really should do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to find a pencil case and put, a spare hook, spare scissors. Very important, the scissors, because generally I take my crochet hook, but often I forget my scissors. So have a spare set in the car, and that will, solve a lot of problems. Scissors, measuring tape, and a certain, sort of certain crochet hook sizes. I think that would be good. Granted, I have no idea, because I've never used the Lion Brand sparkle, because obviously it's a US make. But I can imagine that a sparkle yarn would be wonderful for that shawl. So do try it. and see if you send us a picture on the Facebook group, and I'm looking forward to seeing that, with sparkles. Yes, Pat, I've once done it with nail clippers. It's not the same. It's not the same. Yes, exactly, Ingrid. If you're organized, this cal is a wonderful experience, I hope, anyway. You've just got to think about, how am I going to do this? What is going to be the easiest for me? And the way I personally did it, right? Now I've got to think, because last time I showed you something on my phone, I managed to show you some pictures that you weren't allowed to see. Hang on. I have an app on my phone, and the app is linked. You see, I make the color order in numbers on my Mac computer. And here, I can show you that, because obviously, yeah. See here, can you see? There's a list here. And so that's how I did it. So I was able to call up the list of numbers onto my phone, and then I was ticking it off and doing it there. So what I was doing before, I was taking screenshots of the things, the tables of the tables on the website. Take a screenshot if you go there with your phone, and then each time I would edit the photo, so I would put a line through it, and that worked really well. But obviously now I'm upgraded, because my daughter showed me how to have the pages. No, it's the numbers. So the numbers also on my phone. She says, yes, because it's all linked, blah, blah, blah. Who knew? And if I do something here, it also does it there. It's unbelievable. So yeah. Yes, actually, Pat, I did try and do it with my teeth. Doesn't work very well, does it? No, it's really hard to get this yarn, you know? So yes, so find a way that you think is easy. I think this is easy because I've got the phone with me. I can't print anymore at the moment because my printer gave up the ghost the first weekend that we opened the web shop. So we had to buy another printer, and that's now in the back and in Mr. SEO's office, so he can print the orders. But yeah, there we go. No, Susanna, it's just the numbers. So it's the app, and it's called Numbers, but it's because of the Mac. Bridget, yes, you would floss your teeth, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's the Mac. It's there's Excel, right? On a Mac, it's called Numbers. And if you have it on your Mac computer, you can also have it on your iPhone if they're linked. And so that's what I do. And that's how it works. But of course, you have to get my table off my website. So the best way to do it is, if you can't print, is to take a screenshot and just edit it. And that's what I used to do. Hi, Miss Strempy. Don't worry if you're a week behind. Do not worry. It is perfectly all right to be behind, as long as you keep enjoying it, as long as you keep working on it. Keep at it at a steady pace. I do want you to finish it, okay? I don't want you to put it in the corner and say, oh, I'll look at it in a couple of months. No, just keep working on it steadily whenever you can. And, you don't have to rush. Steady will also get you to the end. Now, I had a question last week, or during last week, from someone saying, oh, how do you keep up with making a big blanket? I get discouraged. I don't have the, motivation anymore to work on it. And this is, a cal is the ideal way to keep and working on and actually finish a a project. Yeah, Barbara, it's just numbers. So my numbers um from my Mac is also numbers on my phone, and that's why I can interlink both. It's an app, but it's numbers from iPhone, from Mac. It's on there. It's on your phone already, but generally you don't use it because I never had a Mac. But now I have one, so I can link those. And so I also use Pages, where I'm actually writing the pattern. And then is this week 2? Hang on. And I can edit in here. Yeah, see, collecting leaves. So I could edit there. See, that was what I was writing without pictures and without, and I can edit in here. I can type in here. See, there it says edit. And then all of a sudden, it will also be done on my computer. It's magic. It's magic. Yeah, that was unbelievable how that worked. I never even knew. But yeah, it's so easy to, technology. You have to get technology to help you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But what we were saying before was, how do you finish a big project? And if you're not doing a cal, because a cal is like, for me, I personally, and I'm not saying you should, but for me, myself, personally, I try to keep up with the cal because I know that it gets done then. If I say to myself, okay, so there's about 30 rows to do every week. There's 7 evenings. So if I do about 4 rows or 5 rows for the first few for evenings, then that will get me, quite a good way. If I know I can't do anything during the week, I try and look for some time during the weekend, do so many rows. So I too try and make sure that, I get it done in that week. But of course, there's no, you don't have to, obviously, but this is me. This is how I do it. And then I am there ready for the next installment when that next week is published. Yes. No, Barbara. The numbers, it is something that you can use. Yeah, just look at it. See how it goes. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? But if it is not, don't worry if you're behind. Don't worry. I'm talking about me personally, okay? Don't worry if you're behind. It all stays there. You can do it at your own pace. Not everybody crochets as fast as I do, obviously. I do realize that. But obviously, I have to publish them weekly as well, because I can't just say, oh, I'll publish them when do I publish them then? Okay. But yes, there you go, Fran. If you have the time to do it, then you've done it and you've enjoyed your time, but you've done it in 2 days because you can. Okay. So, it's just according to what time you have, or for me, what time you make. Because to me, it's like, nope, no cleaning, no cooking. I'm just crocheting. But the main thing is, if you are doing a big project, for instance, like this, I've made like 120 centimeters of blanket this week. How do you do it? How do you keep yourself going? How do you keep yourself going when you're doing a big blanket and there's so much to do still, and there's no incentive from outside to keep going? So I challenge myself, right? So I made these cakes and I make myself do a cake an evening. So on Friday, I did 2.5 days work. Do you know what I mean? So I challenge myself to do one cake in an evening, and that way I know I'm getting some amount done. And of course, yeah, I mean, again, Layla sneezed. To be honest, I shouldn't be comparing myself to you. You shouldn't be comparing you to me, because obviously my excuse is, yes, but it's for the channel, so yeah, this week, yeah, I hoovered last night, but that's it. I didn't do any more cleaning because you know I've been doing this. Yes, I've watched a whole season of The Queen's Gambit. It was really good, but don't ask me what happened because I was crocheting, you know? So I try to challenge myself. I set myself a minimum of what I need to do every evening almost, or every week. But it all depends on what you can achieve, the time that you have. You also know I work full time, so I can't work during the day. I can't crochet during the day because I have to work. But of course, yeah, so the evening, I'm like, okay, I didn't have yoga on Thursday because normally I have yoga on Wednesday and Thursday. So this week there was no yoga on Thursday. So that was like a sea of time that opened up to me. And I think I did 2 cakes then as well. So, every opportunity I get. And also, indeed, there was no yoga on Friday because I normally go and see my friend to do yoga in the park on Friday. And we didn't. So I spent that time making cakes. So again, that was some time that I normally didn't have in the week that I spent on the blanket. And so then Friday evening, I had loads of cakes. So I went through 2.5, and I still have 1, 2, 3 left now. So I made like 5, 6 cakes or something like that. So, but yeah, like I said, you can't compare yourself to others. Some people are like, the video comes out on Wednesday. Like Fran says, by Friday afternoon, she's done the week's worth of crocheting, but she has the time to do that. So, I personally, I wouldn't be able to, well, I can do, if I have a good evening of crochet, I can do 15 lines. So I could possibly do it in 2 evenings as well. I mean, I have been known to do 2 cals at the same time. Don't hit me, don't. There was one year I did 2 cals simultaneously. I think I did 2 sweet peas together. So I did, instead of 30 rows a week, I did 60 rows a week. But I managed it. I did it in the weekend. Yes, it was my whole weekend, but I had 2 blankets at the end of it. But I did not do any videos for the channel that year in January. Well, I did publish them, but I had them already. So I knew I could do that because that was the plan. So, so if I do want to do that again, then I have to plan in advance and give myself time during a cal that, oh, that's great, Pat. Oh, wow, that's wonderful. MSD. I want to see that one, the Ode to Anna in the autumn war colors. That would be wonderful, I think. Oh, fabulous, Alison. Oh, wow. Excellent. Oh, This see, these are the things I want to know. These are the things that I want to know what you're doing with the patterns that I'm putting out there. I am not stuck with my patterns. The patterns are a starting point, right? And yes, of course, this cal is a little bit different. The colors are telling the story and are showing you what I'm finding, and it's like a color wash. So that's sort of added to that. But I would love to see someone making this blanket in spring colors, or really pastels or something like that. So yeah, uh, you know, I can't wait to see somebody else's color combination. Walnut ode to Anna. Oh, exciting. Oh, wow. Yes, Suzanne. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? The sea and the beach, and then a little bit of cottage. Oh, and then the sky. Bridget. No, I really don't want to know. Thank you. Oh, wow. Berry colors. Yeah. I mean, you know, oh, yeah, something went wrong here. Of course, yes, I know people are now making it in the colors, but I cannot wait for in a few months when people are remaking the blanket and when they are using different colors. That's what I'm waiting for. Because it's an idea and I want you all to run away with it, basically. Ah, very nice. Rafaela, have you tried the ultimate pocket shawl yet? Yes, so those are happening, but I still have to order them from the Samira. Those are happening, but I still have to order them from the wholesaler because yeah, they are not as clued on as I thought they would be. Let's leave it at that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. I will obviously keep you posted on the Facebook group and let you know if we ever do get them delivered. I am trying to order them. Okay, so I have now finished my row, which is really good because I've done a whole row while I'm talking. And now it's time to turn this beast around. So what I do is you lift it, the whole thing up and you move it, and there we go. Off I go again. It's really handy to have it like this because otherwise it's just, yes, vacuum. Hoovered is vacuum. Vacuuming. Oh my goodness. Vacuuming. Yeah, I did a little bit of cleaning. Sometimes I think, oh my goodness, I really need to clean that. And then I do go and clean it, but that's it. At the moment, I just can't spare the time. That's my excuse. So earlier, I thought I really need to sort my cupboard out in the kitchen. So it might happen tomorrow. It might not. The other day, I sorted out the dry goods in my kitchen, like your flour and rice and all that. So I started getting all my tubs out and looking at dates and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, some things were like out of date by 2 years. So I'm glad I sorted that. A lot went, in the recycling or in the food recycling or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad I sorted that out. And then there's the herbs, of course, that need sorting out sometimes as well. Yes, it's hibiscus. My usual Sunday evening drink, hibiscus tea. Fabulous, Amy. That is exactly what I am glad you think of me every time you step out of the shower. Oh my goodness. Mm. Anyone else wanting to confide in me? Excellent. Excellent, Amy. I am so pleased that, I'm so pleased that you. But isn't it true? I mean, the difference it makes. Shush. My towels actually dry. Okay, so yes, I will be doing some sorting, but then I might not. If my crochet calls, then. Because to be honest, yes, this is a lovely blanket to make, but I want it finished now as well. I mean, I've only been I've only been working on this since Monday. And yeah, it's 1.20 meters high by 1.20 meters. So it's a square at the moment. So hopefully I'll finish it soon. But yes, it is just now. It is just keep on going with it, because otherwise, if I think, oh yeah, I'll just put it away, then it is put away. So, and I know that I haven't got a slot anymore this year to post that. But then, of course, I still have to video it. I still have to make a cake. So next time I'm making cakes, I will probably film that. And then slowly I will start filming how I was doing this. So yeah, it'll all come together. And then it will be, yes, it's a perfect, Rebecca, it's a perfect winter blanket. It's going to be a weighted blanket. It's already really, really heavy. And it is eating away at my stash like no one's business. So I am really pleased, because I want that stash gone. I've had that same sort of stash there. I've added to it, I've taken from it, but never anything sort of considerable in amounts. So it's always been sort of, yeah, you have some stash, you have some leftovers, and I can do like little tutorials with it or make small things. But, the same balls are still there. So, yeah, I am going to use them all up and then see where I'm at with the blanket. And yes, I want it to be 1 meter. There are already empty. 1, 2, 3 shelves are already empty from the 6. Okay, so I'm halfway there. A few empty shelves. Nearly a few. No, there are 3 already. Well, 3.5 technically, because the other shelf is only full halfway. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go and see if all that is gone. I'm going to go and see how big it is then, how big my blanket is. If it's not 1.80 meters, I shall dive into my my stash with the full balls. So, because that's been in there for ages as well. Can you see where I'm trying to get at? Can you see where I'm trying? I want to order some more yarn from the wholesaler for me. So there we go. Anyway, darlings, so this week we are going to be collecting acorns during our Cal walk. And then on Friday, I've got a knot here, so I've got to just pull those out. That's what I do, look, see? And then I'll sew in the ends later. And on Friday, we will be making some acorns. So I'm hoping that you are enjoying those last, sort of those second videos, those sort of small projects that are coming along with the cowl. But I thought it was very appropriate to try our hand at some amigurumi and, add to the joy of the cowl. And so, yeah, look, I've slightly changed color. I'm loving it. So everyone, I'm really hot now. This is a very warm thing. Even though it's rolled up, it's still quite warm to work on. Right, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for joining me. Do leave me a thumbs up before you go. And I will hopefully see you during the week in the Facebook group. Well, see you. Read your posts because, I am so looking forward to seeing what you're making of your cowl and where you are taking it. Take your cowl on a walk if you're allowed out and post me a picture. Right, everyone. I will see you. Yeah, Layla is in her bed. She left. I was talking too much, you see. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Have a good evening, day, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. Bye. Yes. She could not keep us. We did. Yes, indeed. We were not entertaining enough for her. I was going to turn it around, but that didn't work. Bye, everyone. Bye.